Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and that's not David. I'm doing a kind of a special semi-solo run here. I was talking to David earlier, passing him some ideas that I got in the comments section of our previous videos. And we were sort of chit-chatting. And then I sat down and I watched some of Glenn Kirshner, and I was already kind of triggered by the whole Madison Square Garden comments Trump made. I did not watch the Trump fest at Madison Square Garden. Frankly, I can't stomach the man. But his comment that really stuck out was his little wink, wink, nudge, nudge to Mike Johnson about having a little secret with the House of Representatives and that things are going to go really good for them and it's going to be just their little secret. And what really triggered me about that was watching Glenn Kirshner today, where he was quoting an article from the New York Times where Mike Johnson just took this really defiant attitude, which and he said basically, he's not completely understanding why the media is so concerned about their little secret because the media knew that Biden was that Kamala Harris knew that Biden was physically and mentally impaired, and they kept that a secret, and that the FBI knew the Hunter Biden laptop issues were real, but they kept that secret, and that the FBI knew that the Russian collusion was fake, and they chose to keep that secret too. And the media didn't care then, but they only care now because this isn't helping the Democrats. And my blood just boiled. It's like, you son of a gun. That's not the word I was using. It's like, you are the Speaker of the House. You're supposed to be better than this. And you've just kind of dropped the facade. You have shown the world who you are. And that you are joining Trump on this revenge tour. And you don't care about election integrity. You don't care about the will of the people. You care about power, and you care about putting Trump back in power, and you'll do every damn thing under your control to make it happen. And that's what just got me from 0 to 100 like that. And I'm not normally like that. I'm usually pretty upbeat and positive and optimistic about these things and maybe slightly naively idealistic about these things. But his Mike Johnson's take and push to the press really triggered me. And so, I knew I smelled a rat when Trump said that because Trump cannot keep a secret. Libby was doing a reading on it. My brother did a reading on it. Now I'm going to do a reading on it because I'm just pissed off about it. So I'm going to come down with me here. Okay, with Trump and Mike Johnson, I suspect, as most of us do, that this little secret is going to involve manipulating the voting process to put Trump into office against the will of the voters. So for entertainment purposes only, is this the plan? Is Trump and Mike Johnson's little secret to ignore the will of the voters and to come up with a plot to bring the vote to the House of Representatives so that they can instill Trump as leader and dictator? Okay, foundation of the reading is the Empress. Okay, so the Empress, we've gotten in previous readings, is Mother Russia behind it. So there are some elements of Mother Russia, pulling levers, providing inside information, misinformation in this case, to help Trump's campaign. They were certainly hip deep in it in 2016 against Clinton. They were hip deep in it again when he was running against Biden, and they haven't changed their ways. The challenge is the fool, crossed with the fool. So, the Republicans were thwarted in their efforts in 2020. They had all the fake elector schemes, all the lawsuits, and the justice system basically thwarted and blunted their attempts. But they're going to try it again. They're on a new journey. Now they're going to try and throw it to the House. And Trump tried to get it thrown to the House last time, and they failed. But now they must have a new plan that's going to get this thrown to the House. And underneath it all, the energy that they're not showing us is because that is going to be, that's their plan. They got the happy family. This plan is going to be executed, and it's going to be all rainbows and unicorns for everyone. This is their plan. All right. In the past, we have the magician. Yep, they're trying to manifest their own results. Okay, they created their own slate of fake electors. They were trying to cause mass confusion so that the states could just say, oh, we don't know who really won. That's why they wanted Mike Pence to not certify the results. They wanted to kick it back to the House because they wanted to manifest their own results and put their little boy into the executive branch. Current energy is the Seven of Cups, illusions and delusions, smokes and mirrors. Yeah, it's funny. Trump just completely blew the secret out of the water. He just completely telegraphed what they're going to do. You know, they've got a plot to create confusion and hopefully get this thing kicked over to the states so the states could certify the results not by the will of the voters, but by the will of the states. And since Trump controls more of the states, if it goes to the House of Representatives, they will vote for Trump and put Trump into power against the will of the voters. Overarching energy is the Four of Swords. Right now, they're kind of sitting back and they're waiting to see what happens. They're going to wait to see what happens with the election results, but they've got a plan in place. Now, Libby, when she was doing her reading on Meister Tarot, she thought there might be 4 states that are in on this, 3 of which will probably fail and 1 of which will try and move forward. And when the first time I heard that, I was thinking, well, the logical state to me is Texas. And you could say, well, Gary, Texas is pretty red. Yeah, but this is a statewide election, so the gerrymandering doesn't come into this anymore. So, and there's been a lot of voter suppression in Texas, but Texas is on the cusp of turning blue. And they have so many electoral votes that if Harris wins Texas, it's game over. It doesn't matter what happens in the swing states. Pretty much Texas will solve all the electoral problems. So they definitely need Texas on board if that turns blue, because they can't have that. So they're sitting back and they're thinking about, they're going to look at the results and they're going to execute the plan if they need to. The lesson to be learned is, they're chained to Trump. They are trained. The MAGA faithful are ready to do this because that is what they want. And our lesson is we know that's what they want. And we can pull these chains off of this. You see, there's one big difference. Let's go to the outcome and I'll tell you the big difference, which we all know. Outcome is chaos. The five of wands. Yeah, so they're looking to sow chaos with the certification of votes at the state level. And they're hoping to create enough chaos, enough confusion so that they can execute their plan to support Trump. There's one big cog in the wheel. Do you know what that cog is? Why, yes, I do know what that cog is. What is that cog? The cog is that the Supreme Court has given President Biden presidential immunity. And he might not want to use it, but guess what? He might have to use it. Dave was mentioning in our reading that came out today about how the Democrats need to grow a spine. Well, guess what? This may be the exact situation where Joe Biden and the Democratic Party grows a spine and says, no, we're not going to take this. It's just so ironic how upset my brother was, how I was, probably how many of you were, when the Supreme Court came up with this ruling that presidents can be kings. We all thought that was a terrible idea. But ironically, that very ruling may be what saves our democracy if Trump and Mike Johnson decide they want to execute on this plan. The irony is delicious. I just can't. It's just like, the cosmic order is there. We have to have faith in God that everything is going to come out the way it's supposed to come out. And as unhappy as we are tactically that Joe Biden left, as unhappy as we were tactically that the Supreme Court said that presidents could be kings, it may end up working out for us because we've got Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and they have completely energized and turned this whole election around for the Democrats. And now we've got the Supreme Court ruling, which may give Joe Biden that leverage he needs to get the states to do their constitutional duties and certify the election results and honor the will of the voters. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Will Joe Biden use his presidential immunity or the threat of presidential immunity on the Republicans to make sure that they adhere to the will of the voters? Entertainment purposes only. Okay, deck's up. Okay. Boy, I gotta learn to shuffle these damn cards, don't I? Okay, foundation of the reading, once again, is the Empress. But in this case, it's for the foundation of the reading is the Empress. This is the abundance. This is the United States now. This is our election. These are the things that we hold dear, that we value. This is the abundance. And the United States, with a healthy democracy, is just it's really kind of the envy of the world, if you will. We've got the best form of government, right? With the democracy, I think the joke goes, democracy is the second worst form of government, and all the other forms are tied for first. So this is basically, all the goodness that we have in a democratic state, right? Crossed with the Three of Wands. We're waiting for that ship to come in. Biden is watching out for the best interest of the United States, and he's watching what's happening in this election. He can pull that immunity card if he needs to. Underneath it, the energy we're not seeing, once again, the devil card. Yeah, this is Trump's and MAGA's plan to try and subvert the election. Although I don't know how it's an underneath energy when all of us seem to see it now, right? Should be an overarching energy. In the past, we had the Four of Cups. Yeah, Biden wasn't happy with that Supreme Court ruling. None of us were happy with that Supreme Court ruling. But in a way, we were rejecting the offer. But now that offer might actually be beneficial. We don't want to keep it long term. That's for damn sure. This is not something that we need in the long term. But by golly, this is something that we could actually benefit from in the short term. All right, the current state is the Eight of Wands. We're going to be having lots of communication moving rapidly over the air. So once the election starts wrapping up and the states start certifying their results, or in some cases not certifying the results, Eight of Wands, Biden's going to get on the horn to these states that are starting to drag their feet and starting to execute the plan, and letting them know that maybe that's not such a good idea. That presidential immunity that we didn't want, well, guess what? I still have it. It's a cup I can reach out to grab if I choose to. Overarching energy is a Ten of Wands. It's a big burden. We have been dealing with Trump since 2016. Hashtag Trump fatigue is real, right? We are all tired of Trump. We are tired of MAGA. We are tired of the lies. The voters have struggled. We want to get this thing to the finish line. It's been a heavy burden, and we need to close this chapter. The lesson to be learned is temperance. just basically, we need to achieve balance again. We cannot have a government that is ruled by the minority. The minority of voters do not run the government. Unfortunately, with an electoral college, that has happened. I mean, that's how Trump won in 2016. But in this case, it's like, no, we need to achieve balance again. We need to respect the will of the voters. And Biden will probably try and play nice, do the normal patterns of negotiation and pressure without having to rely on presidential immunity. But you know what? Ultimately, we need to get to the sun. And he'll try balancing. That's the lesson. It's good to be compromising and balancing, but he's got the power to move past that. Outcome is the magician. Biden has the power to thwart this attempt, and he'll use it if he has to. So, Mike Johnson and Trump have a plan. They have a secret. Unfortunately for them, we have a secret weapon. And that secret weapon will be used if you make us use it. We don't want to use it, but we'll use it. So it's going to be a bumpy ride, folks. Last time Dave and I threw cards, it looked like Florida might turn blue. I'm having a hunch that Texas might even turn blue. And wouldn't that be a kick in the pants, right? All we can do is vote. And know that Joe Biden and company are watching this. They're seeing the same things that we're seeing, and they know a lot more than what we know. The difference between Joe Biden's administration and Trump's is Trump can't keep his damn mouth shut, so he telegraphs everything that he's going to do. Biden, on the other hand, is okay with keeping his mouth shut, but having plans ready to go as countermeasures to what Trump and MAGA have planned. So have faith. Joe Biden's got this. He's a smart politician. He can make this happen. He doesn't want to. He is one of those politicians that's very comfortable reaching across the aisle and compromising. But at the same time, it's his legacy. He gave up his chance for a second term in order to save our democracy. And if you don't think for one damn second that he's not going to use presidential immunity to save that democracy and make that sacrifice he made legitimate, then I think we've all got a second thing coming. I think that's all I'm going to throw on this. Folks, I really appreciate you sticking through this with me. Obviously, these readings for entertainment purposes only. But one thing's for sure is before Dave and I started doing this channel, I'd watch Dave's videos or I'd watch him throw cards. And what I noticed was how much he could bring the temperature in the room down with his interpretation of the cards. It really brought some comfort and some peace and made me feel like, okay, this is all going to work out. Everything is going to be fine. And that's one of the great gifts that a lot of these tarot readers have, is that they help bring the temperature down. They give us hope that it's not all doom and gloom that corporate media would have us believe. So go out and vote. Have faith in the system. We've got Joe Biden. We've got presidential immunity. And we've got a really great chance to get both the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, and we can start cleaning this mess up and ending MAGA once and for all. So thank you all for watching. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you really like this channel with me and my brother, not my brother, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We put out videos every day at midnight Pacific time. And leave a comment. I read every single comment and I respond to many of them. So it's goodbye from him. Bye, folks. And it's goodbye from me. Have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.